Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Oscar Mikey, and today we have a new update for Zero Sievert. This is the prologue update, version 1.2.4. And this was actually released last week on June 26th. Today, as I'm recording this, it's July 1st right now. Oh my god, we're already in July. Anyways, we got a few cool things coming out with this update. It was a little bit of a rocky update, a little bumpy, so they broke some things with this one, but they came in with some hotfixes pretty quick. We're going to get to those in just a minute. But the prologue update, they did their own video kind of covering the update. I will link it in the description if you want to check it out. There's a few things they changed to make the game a little bit more streamlined, a little bit easier to kind of navigate around, especially in the UI and stuff. New gameplay flow and difficulty presets, added a new difficulty setting flow with a redesigned selection process. So they just kind of like spiced up the menus, made it a little bit clearer, a little bit easier to read, a little bit easier to select things. Difficulty preset selection updated so that selecting any difficulty other than custom now proceeds directly into the next page. And selecting custom opens the existing difficulty modifier screen with new preset buttons. So this, I guess a lot of people found it confusing before when they picked a difficulty like Rookie or Survivor, and then they were presented with like all of the customizations you could do to like difficulty modifiers, enemy health and damage and that kind of stuff. Now when you pick one of those difficulties, one of those preset ones, it just puts you right into the loadout selection screen, and you can just continue on with getting into your game. To play around with those settings, you have to actually go into the custom preset, and then you'll be able to see all of the modifiers that you can change and stuff. Preset buttons now highlight in gold and yellow to indicate selection, replacing the previous pip system. Improved visual clarity and interactivity for UI value sliders. I'd miss this one. Current menu selection for difficulty is visually emphasized with a highlight. Equipment loadouts are now named for better customization and reference. So I think that's in reference to the starting loadouts that you can pick. They all have their own kind of like names now. Remove newsfeed elements when full screen menus are open to reduce clutter. Okay, a sprint toggle is now on by default for all players. So it's toggle, not hold. I think that's what that means. Sleep menu enhancements bar is selected by default when opening the sleep menu. I think that might be for controllers and Steam Deck. There are optimizations to Steam Deck and controller support control schemes. I don't personally play on a controller. If you do play on a controller or a Steam Deck, let me know your experience in the comments. Players can now drag the sleep duration bar and press the A button to sleep for the chosen amount. If only getting your 8 hours was this easy in real life. Controller users now see a clear button badge labeled A sleep. That's kind of nice. Trading and inventory updates. Trade category buttons now feature a golden yellow icon to indicate the active selection. Tooltip renamed to item info for clarity. Item info behavior for right-hand side items in the trade menu now match the left side. Hold the item info button to display details. Gamepad friendly. Okay, that's another gamepad change. Removed all the decimal points when displaying values for buying or selling services. That's kind of nice. That's going to make it a little bit cleaner. I've seen that before. PDA improvements. Quest button now opens by default when accessing the PDA. Swap position with the map button for easier navigation. Okay, a little bit of optimizing there for layouts. Quest label formatting updated from quest giver name here to giver name here. Okay, all right. Introduced a grid system for the map to reflect explored areas more clearly. And down here, map selection and UI changes. Selecting a map now instantly loads the map, removing the need for a separate go button. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like, I've had plenty of moments where like, I think I want to go to one map, I click on it, and before I hit the go button, I change my mind and I go to a different map. I think I liked it the way it was before, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Map buttons now display the name of the location directly on or near the button. And flavor text is displayed for the currently highlighted map to give more context and immersion. So I think flavor text is like a short, like 1 or 2 line description of the map on the bottom of the screen when you highlight it. The reason this is called the prologue update is because the game comes with a tutorial now. There's an option to play a tutorial or a prologue to the game that introduces you to all the game's like basic systems and features for onboarding new players and to teach them how to play the game, which is kind of nice. You can totally opt out of it if you want though. Ironically, with the new update, it was meant to like make controller and Steam Deck support a little bit better, but it kind of broke the game for Steam Deck users in particular, and there's been like a flood of negative reviews thanks to that. Like unplayable on Steam Deck, froze up at start. This was 30th of June. Crashes on startup playing on Steam Deck. This person seems to be playing on Steam Deck. If only I could launch the game that I just paid for. Yeah, so they this update seems to have broken Steam Deck support a little bit, but luckily they've put out a couple of hotfixes that have addressed these issues. So this one here, 1.2.12, Steam Deck and prologue fixes. Fixed an issue which prevented the game from loading correctly on Steam Deck. Fixed an issue where Steam Deck users were unable to use consumables. And fixed an issue with the prologue prologue tutorial crashing. Not very good. And then they put out another hotfix soon after that, hotfix 1.2.13, fixed an issue which caused the prologue to crash. Apparently there's another one, or maybe it might have been the same one that carried over, who knows. Fixed an issue that caused wolves to spawn outside of the map on the prologue. Fixed an issue where players could die in the prologue. Fixed multiple localization issues. So that is the most recent update. This was put out today on July 1st. And that's a pretty quick rundown of the new update, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you have any concerns or bugs you want to report, make sure you get in the official Discord. There is a bug reporting channel in there if you want to do that. And again, check out Modern Wolf's video on the new update. I will, again, have it linked in the description for you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.